The topics of this podcast you're about to listen to includes cosplayers that will not just discuss said topic, but also make fun of, throw shade, run game at, etc., at anyone remotely connected to the topic at hand. So there is a possibility of being offended. Remember, you have been warned. Thank you. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Black Cosplayers Podcast, episode number 13. No, episode 15. Wow, I was off by a little bit. We've been doing this for 3 months, and we're pretty much having a good time. We're appreciating your feedback and all that good stuff. I'm here tonight with Commodore and one of his friends, Vaughn, right?
Yes.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What up?
And tonight's episode, we're talking about cosplay on TV. Pretty much Heroes of Cosplay versus Cosplay Melee. Pretty much from the show that we kind of wanted and now hate to the show that we love and we want more of. Rest of our crew may be showing up a little bit later tonight, so if you listen carefully, they'll pop in the background here or there. So, anywho, now let's talk briefly about. Actually, before we even talk about the show, I didn't mean to forget about this part. Please introduce yourselves to those who have not heard of us before or their first time listening.
My name is Kunordorf. I made cosplay video game characters and DC comic characters such as Red Hood, and that's my introduction.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Vaughn, aka Power Stunner. I pretty much do the same thing. I do video game characters, comic characters, anime, and I even do celebrities, so yeah.
What kind of celebrities?
Oh, you're gonna love me for this one. Michael Jackson, Prince, and Rick James.
Please tell me you do Prince with the basketball and like blouses.
Actually, yes. I actually need to get a basketball, though.
All right. For how long have you been cosplaying for?
For me, since 2009.
What got you into it?
One word, Halloween.
All right. Do you remember what your first costume was?
Very first one was, to my gaming roots, got to go with Mario, so.
I know that feel. I think before I started getting all 100% Luigi, one of my earliest cosplay for Halloween was Cape Feather Mario.
Nice.
Yeah. I do need to do a Cape Feather Luigi, though. That will eventually happen.
Looking forward to seeing that.
Thanks, appreciate that. So, why do you cosplay?
I guess I just like dressing up for any occasion, just like, being a character for a day, just, for the love of the characters and fandoms and all that, basically.
All right. Do you ever have, people come up to you and be like, you're the reason why I cosplay, or you're an inspiration for cosplaying and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm still getting it, actually, so yeah.
See, that's definitely what's up. So, I assume you've seen Heroes of Cosplay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that didn't sound too well.
I mean, it is what it is. Main reason I watched in particular, yes, I understand there was drama and this and that kind of thing, but mainly, my main focus was just looking at the cosplays.
Mm-hmm. Now, what did you think of the show in general?
I honestly expected it to be what it was, what they were going for. They basically, most people feed off of drama when it comes to, reality TV and all that. So, honestly, Heroes of Cosplay was pretty much what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Same, because I first heard about some fortune threads. It's on online forums. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go and see what the show is about. And I was just like, well, there's some cool cosplays on here, but it's too much reality TV element to it. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much the same mindset.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out, I'm like, this is going to be pretty good. I watched the first episode, and next thing you know, on my website, we actually had a drinking game, and we actually had people submitting stuff, so it was really bad.
Yeah.
Second season, we had a brand new drinking game. First episode in the second season, I said, nope, I can't do this. I will kill my liver at this rate. I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, Heroes of Cosplay kind of brought in, the underbelly of cosplay, like the drama and the bullshit. Stuff that we kind of joke about and we kind of handle within our own is out in the public light, and we're like, oh, shit. We got to fix this. But then again, it's like, Nobody wants to fix it.
Yeah, because the problem with the show is that it didn't really showcase like what goes into making a cosplay or how people do the cosplays, whatnot. But it just showcased like this is trauma or this person have issue with this person. You got Yaya Hun beefing with J Nick, wherever. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, so it's just like kind of put cosplay in a bad light.
And I remember, a lot of that drama. I remember going to cons, competing in masquerades, and hearing shit like, if you show up, we're gonna wreck your cosplays, or we're gonna wreck your props, this and that. I mean, groups were accused of ripping each other off because it was this skit at this convention, and then several months later, it was this skit, and they're like, oh, they saw what you did, they tried to do it better, and you had different groups basically trying to make peace with each other, saying, we're going to do this. This is okay if we do this, and so forth, which I kind of sort of see even now, but still.
Yeah, and other thing is I read about the show is that one of the contestants on there, her dad was a costume maker for
Mm-hmm.
a film industry for one of the film studios. So
I forget who you're talking about, but she was dating Chris Hardwick for a while, so
yeah, and I was like, that's a little suspect.
I mean, it is. I mean, if you think about it, if your father was in a certain field or your parents were in a certain field, and you see what they're doing, they teach you everything that they know. That's one thing. But when you're trying to use that influence to kind of gain the other upper hand, then that ain't right.
Yeah, pretty shady.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, it's super shady. So might as well call and talk about cosplay melee.
Mm-hmm.
Our thoughts on the show.
I thought Cosplay Melee was great. I ain't gonna lie. I did watch it just to see if there's gonna be any type of drama or if I should do a drinking game, but there wasn't any. It was really good. There was some collaboration with the contestants, whereas they kind of helped each other out with like pointers and suggestions, which was great. Now, one of the main issues I had with the show was the overexorbitant use of armor, which I understand because of the themes that they were using on the show. I mean, one first episode was space opera, another episode was Game of Thrones, another one was science fiction like Star Wars and Star Trek, and I get it. In those genres, in those series, a lot of characters wear armor. And if you go on to Cosplay Melee's Wikipedia page, half the people listed are known as professional cosplayers. Now, Vaughn, let me ask you, what do you think when you hear the term professional cosplayers?
Uh, Basically, they just then making by any means necessary. Pretty much, they just do their thing. Pretty much in
Mm-hmm.
character. They go to many conventions, be special guests. They do panels, contests, basically the whole 9 yards. So,
Does the term at all kind of bothers you in a way? Because if it takes away from what encompasses as being a cosplayer?
I'm kind of like half and half on that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you want to go pro, go for it. But me personally, I do it just for for the purity of it. I mainly just do it for fun. But hey,
Yeah.
if it gains me some fame, some popularity, hey, I think of it as nothing more than a plus. But other than that, I'm gonna just stay purist on it.
Yeah, because I understand is you like someone like Yaya Hun who eventually made their own sewing brand wherever.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I said like, okay, you're a professional at this. You make your own stuff, you sell your own stuff, that type of deal. So I'm kind of 50-50 on it too.
Yeah, because to me, cosplay is still a hobby, and I will always look at it that way. I know I have friends who look at it as more than a hobby. Well, that's them. I'm happy for them. But when I hear professional cosplayer, I look at what the person does, and underneath that term, that person's also a seamstress, a prop maker. Um, they're a costumer, which is actually like the actual correct term of saying cosplayer. But I get that that term is a little bit more popular and it's more understandable, which encompasses all these other skills and traits that you can do, that comes with the job. I don't
Yes.
I don't really like it, but you know what? it is what it is, and I'll accept it and just keep going. You know.
Yeah. Also on Cosplay Melee,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I do like about it is that they actually showcase how people make their cosplays. There's one thing here is a cosplay miss. Because you have to see what how people make their cosplay, what materials they use, methods, how to design their cosplays. Because I know in the cosplay community, a lot of people don't know how to like make certain props, wherever,
Mm-hmm.
or where to start on cosplays. So, because I know it's at MoleCon this year coming up on my timeline on Facebook. A lot of people now starting cosplays, and just like you should start earlier. Start planning out stuff earlier. Trying to do what you want to do. So I think Cosplay Man is good for that. It showcases like what you need to do as far as like try to be a better cosplayer or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, as I said in my review, even if you're an expert at Warbler or whatever, or foam or whatever, you're always going to find something new with it. Because when you're under the gun, like you have 2 days to get your cosplay together, so you're going to try to use every single shortcut or trick in the book to get it done. Whereas if you have 2 weeks or 2 months to do the cosplay, you're going to take your time. You're going to do it this way and that way, and make sure it's works all the way, as opposed to, well, flip a coin in the air and see what happens.
Yeah, I actually want to bring up a point.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that cosplays, most of you agree with this, but cosplays actually taught me one important lesson: time management. Because
Mm-hmm.
I love to plan ahead, way ahead of time when it comes to cons and cosplays. Like, what am I gonna do for this? What am I gonna do for this con and whatnot? So
Mm-hmm.
honestly, yeah, I see what you mean.
Especially, I don't want to sidetrack, especially when you're doing commissions, because there are people who open up commissions during certain times of the year, and you're like, well, I want to commission something, but the con isn't until then, so I got time.
Mm-hmm.
Get it done as soon as possible. That way, if it's done 2 months ahead of time, you have another 3 months till the convention, then you can just grab it and go. That's
Yeah, you
another
can
prime
also add
example
extra
of
stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing with my two cosplays, because after Ada 8 finished, I already knew that I want to do Dante and Red Hood.
Yeah.
So my plan was, when I get these two cosplays, started, get an idea of, like what materials I need, what parts I need to buy, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So plan was, once I get done with Dante and Dip and Red Hood, I can probably add like 2 more cosplays to my lineup. But I was like, nah, I just do these two and just spruce them up, add more details, make them stand out. So time management is a definitely thing, because I see a lot on Facebook right now. A lot of people now start on the cosplays, and they try to like do four cosplays. I'm just like, no, you don't have the time right now, because it's less than 2 weeks for the con.
Mm-hmm. All right, a friend of mine, she's trying to find a Chibi Moon wig, and I'm like, the con is in a month. You're not going to find that many people that's going to be able to do it, and if they do it, it's going to be pretty pricey. Like, she pointed me to one person who said they could do her wig for $130, and I looked at it. Now, I don't do wigs, but I have friends who do all types of wigs, and I've been in the Sailor Moon fandom pretty damn well. And from what I saw, personally, that wig wasn't worth $130. Not the way it was sculpted and designed. I found her somebody else who's going to charge between $150 to $200, and I'm like, she's done all types of wigs, all types of cosplays. She might not have done a Chibi Moon wig, but she knows enough how to do it. See, if she had mentioned this like maybe 2 months prior, it probably would not have been as expensive, and she would have had a lot more time to scout people out to get it done. And it happens to all of us.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned from Ada this past year. I was just like, you know what, man, just go ahead, after a con finish, I'll go ahead and start and work on my next cosplay for the next con, or just get some ideas together, what materials I need to get. Because I know for this coming Ada, I'm doing writing from American Rising, but that's going to be commissioned.
Right.
And my Red X costume, I'm going to make it myself. Because I already know what I'm going to do is just take a S-Core Red Hood helmet and paint it and modify it.
See, there you go.
Yeah. I know Bond has plans for 2018, 2019.
Yeah, I pretty much kind of did like what they do with sports games. I basically do like a 2018 draft of cosplays, and then for the next year and year after that. So I'm pretty much, like I said, I'm pretty much made a good habit of planning ahead what I'm gonna do.
It's like your cosplay convention season's already set, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, what is your convention season like? When do you start and when do you finish?
Well, lately it's just like it varies. Like
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much don't do like my first con till like maybe February or March. I mean, it just depends at the time of the year, but at the end though, it's always December, like early December, mid December at
Yeah.
most. So
For a while, it would start in February for Katsu, and then it would end in October for AAC, and then I did this local con out in Jersey, which extended it to November, and then did some changes. So it's like this year, I went to MagFest. I'm like, I'll do my exhibition convention, whatever, because I'm not going to be seeing again until April, and now my convention season is going from April all the way into November, and I'm pretty much done.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Like like Bon said, Cosplay Melee would teach about time management because
Mm-hmm.
I noticed on the show some of the contestants, they were too busy, coming with plans like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and wasting more time.
And I get
Try like
and I get that because in real time you can do it, but sometimes if you try to apply it here, not so much. And from my understanding, in each of those days you have 8 to 10 hours to get it done. I kind of wish you had more time because I mean personally, if you only have 2 days to get a damn cosplay together, you're gonna be up in the workshop at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Your ass ain't gonna stop until about midnight. Then you're gonna pull out the sleeping bag and your tablet and catch your 8 hours there, and then wake up in the morning and wash, rinse, repeat.
yeah. So because I know it's like on the show, Ebony Warrior Studios, he already had his costume in mind
Mm-hmm.
and just got it done quickly because he already had a plan. He already knew what stuff he's going to use and whatnot. You can tell like how long he's been in the game.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes you can be kind of amazed that there were some people who are only doing this for about 2 years, and it looks like they've been doing it for about 10 years.
Yeah, so that's other thing too. And also what other thing I like about Cosplay Melee is that they actually show you like the people's cosplays, some of their costumes they made, showcase them.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I know most of the contestants, their Instagram pages like blew up after Cosplay Melee.
Yep. Because people want to
yeah.
follow. Yeah, people want to follow them and see what more they can do. Shit, I got a little happy when there was a couple of people from New York City on the show, and one of them won. And I get on Facebook, and I'm surprised that like, wait, ain't nobody talking about this? Nobody knows these people? I mean, come on. And here I thought we had a big yet small community.
Yeah, it's actually surprising considering where that location is.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember one day I was in Micro Center, and saw this chick, and she was there with her dude, and she looks at me and starts talking to me, like, she's like, I've seen you before. I'm like, maybe. Come to find out, she's seen me at local cons, and we have mutual friends. I was like, wow, that's, hey, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been times I've gone to cons, like not even in my little circle, and I've met people, and they're like, "Oh, I've seen you going to these cons for years." I'm just like, "Hi, maybe you should have said hi to me sooner or something like that." That's my train of thought was.
Yeah, same thing with me in my local area. I mean, I have some people. Well, I have a crap load of cosplay friends, not just here in Tennessee, but also in Georgia and
Mm-hmm.
Ohio, North Carolina.
Yep.
I could go on and on. But point is, it's like there's some people that like have seen me go to all these conventions, and yet you're just now saying hi to me, and I'm like, I don't bite people. Like, come talk to me.
Exactly. And we always share that one image on Facebook. Like, if you see me at a convention, come up, say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also Cosplay Melee put, cosplay in a positive life in the mainstream. Because I
Mm-hmm.
showed my mom the show, she was like intrigued by it. So that's another good thing about Cosplay Melee. Unlike Heroes Cosplay, puts cosplay in a good light
Mm-hmm.
and kind of got more people into cosplay because now people see like how much work goes into it.
And that $10,000 on reward on top of that shit.
Yeah, because some people for a long time, thought cosplay was just like Halloween. You just buy a costume, dress up. But after watch Cosplay Melee, see how much work goes into it, they're like, oh, okay, this is a whole different level.
Exactly.
Like a friend of mine, my best friend, she used to work in a party shop, and whenever there was like a local comic book convention or something like that, she said they would run out of costumes just like that. They would keep like their inventory from Halloween around, just in case, and they'd be sold out. And I guess for them, they just want to get in on the fun, and then they see, oh, it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, cause you guys see my Red Hood cosplay I've been
Yep.
uploading
Mm-hmm.
lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people thought, hey John, what store you got the cosplay from? I was like, no, I didn't buy this from a store. I bought this online. I went to an actual cosplay shop and bought the helmet and modified it.
Yep.
And the jacket I had to get off on Amazon because again, you can't find it online. Same with the Dante costume too. I had to go on eBay and buy the actual costume, and then for the boots, I had to like go online and find the actual boots because Dante's boots are a certain type of boot
Mm-hmm.
to make it more accurate.
See,
So that's everything about cosplay. I had to tell like newcomers into the scene. I was like, it's fine to start off with classic cosplays and Halloween tier costumes, but over time you want to grow and start making your own stuff or going to like actual cosplay sites to buy your costumes.
it's that level of dedication that you want to put into it. If you just want to, just buy off the counter stuff and just go and have fun with it, yeah, you can do that. If you want to,
Yeah,
if you like some of the cosplays you've seen, there are other sites you can go to buy better detailed cosplays. You could do that too. You could also find a commissioner who will make it a lot more. It's a little bit more pricey, but it'll be worth it. See, in a way, this reminds me when I went to Denver Comic Con, I think 2 years ago. My friend, she was Black Widow, and I threw together a very last minute Nick Fury. So I go online and see, what do I need? So there's a site where the person actually broke down everything you need for Nick Fury from the movie with stuff from Amazon. I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't have this kind of money. So I end up ordering a black turtleneck, match that with my black cargo pants, boots, had the patch, and my trench coat. I'm like, that's close enough as it's going to be. I'm not going to any photo shoot. It's just me and a friend as Nick and Widow. Simple as that. Now, I have thought about bringing it back out because there's a Marvel shoot coming up at a con I'm going to next month. But it's like, it's going to be like almost 100 degrees out there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle that.
Oh, I can relate, especially when I did Michael Jackson at MomoCon last year, wearing all that all leather. Yeah, that was not fun.
Bruh.
or you can. I went to the MoCon photo shoot we had like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I was wearing my Red Hood outfit, and I was like burning up because I'm wearing a helmet, a leather vest, shin knee guards, holster, the vest too. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, I need to go inside.
Yeah.
I don't think some people understand, how hot some of those costumes are. Like, one year I did Garter Belt from Penny and Stocking, and I was being accurate as fuck with it. So I had on the three-piece suit, had the robe on, had the fro on, Otakon, Baltimore Convention Center, Inner Harbor. It hit 101 degrees that day. I said from that point forward, I will never do it this accurate in this type of weather again.
I don't blame you on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I was like, for Red Hood, I just go stay inside. So, because now I put a second LED strip in the costume because I know it's when I was wearing the costume, the tape for that holds the lens together for my eyes. I was sweating, so all the sweat like started removing the tape. So I was like, okay, I need to stay inside for this.
Mm.
Dante costume, I can walk outside in it. It's fine.
I just think, when you put a headpiece on, whether it's like a wig or a helmet or something like that, that just adds to the heat. It's just going to make it a little bit
Yeah.
more unbearable.
I said in the future, I do like a dead mouse helmet or something. I'll go put some fans in it.
There you go.
Yeah. Some nigga rig AC. Let's go with that.
Mm-mm.
Well, yeah, I think that's one good lesson cosplay maybe taught is just like, you want want to do really good costumes, you cannot just do like order count stuff. You have to like if you buy stuff, you have to modify it, make it look better. You know,
And
I
one
know some people that do that.
and one thing I definitely noticed about Cosplay Melee that I did not see in Heroes of Cosplay is everybody having fun, everybody motivating everybody. We're all in
Helping
it
each other
together.
out.
Exactly. Yeah, they all have their own stuff to do, but everyone's like, I got my thing to do, but you know what? I'm rooting you on. I hope this works for you, and so forth.
And that's what we need to
Yeah,
see more of anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Like some people in the cosplay community, they really some people don't really help each other, or some people do it because I know some people now in the cosplay community they want to take criticism. So it's like, how can I help you not to take criticism? And it's not like harsh criticism or anything. It's just like, hey, you can do a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think cosplay may kind of showcase that. It's like everybody makes mistakes. Just ask for help. People in the cosplay community will help you out.
I wish more people would get that, more of the veteran. Everybody get more of that because I noticed a lot of the people that were on Cosplay Melee, even though they range from being in it for cosplay from 2 to 10 years, the majority of them were in their 30s, if I remember correctly. So I'm just saying by that time, you're kind of a little more smart about the world, what's going on, and how to look out for somebody and help your fellow man.
Yeah, because I think other thing too is like some new people that come into cosplay now, they don't want to be part of. They don't want to like get involved in the cosplay community. I just like just get involved, like get to know the cosplay scene, know your local area.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd be surprised like how people will help you in the cosplay community. Like my friend who's doing commission for Dante's weapon from DMC3, Nevin. I actually told him like, hey, look, I'm gonna pay in increments. I still need to still buy my pass from Ocon. But he's like, you know what? I got you. I can get you a pass from Ocon because a friend I dip out, so I just give you his pass. And it's all 4 days.
Yep.
So that's other thing too. Like I keep telling people like get involved with the community, like know people. Not saying be like a grill and be like buddy with them, but just get to know them.
I mean, if they say no, just move on to the next person.
Yeah, it's a con, it's a social event. You go there to meet people and such. Not that hard. That's how I met Bun, because I just met Bun at AWA last year.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Same way, I've like every con I go to, I usually end up making about 5 to 7 new friends and end up on my Facebook, and maybe a couple of them have done stuff, and I talk to them like, well, maybe can you help me with this? Can you make this for me and stuff like that?
Yeah, and also for Cosplay Melee, I think for season 2,
Mm-hmm.
I want them to like showcase more fabric-based
Yeah,
cosplays and wigs.
yeah, that's definitely something that I want to see. I actually want to see like more theme stuff. Like let's see supervillains. Not every supervillain needs armor. Seriously.
Or having like do actual characters.
Well, I think because
They
of
like
I
OT.
think because of copyright issues, they really can't do actual characters. That's why you got know your own character. Because honestly, I think all of us at least once created our own original character in a in a particular Marvel or DC universe or an anime universe or something like that, and see how well it fits in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so okay, so I understand that. So they
Yeah,
can't redo like actual characters, but
yeah. Like I think second episode was Game of Thrones, and you could get away with Game of Thrones, but I think the issue would lie in where you're creating an actual character, you're cosplaying an actual, making a cosplay of an actual character from that series. Whereas you end up finding out whatever house you're in, and there you go. Like in a way, I can see how interesting that would be if for second season, if they do like Harry Potter, where you find out whatever house you're sorted in, and you have to create an original wizard or warlock or witch outfit that corresponds to that house, you know?
Also, I wanted to do like different Dean cosplays, like gender bend cosplays or wherever.
Yeah,
You know.
I think they can do it. I mean, the possibilities are freaking endless.
Yeah, they could definitely expand as season 2, season 3, and beyond. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
it's basically to me like the second coming of the show Face Off, which I enjoyed, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe if they get more popular down the line, they probably can get licenses, like so they can actually do like actual characters. Like say you get the DC license, like hey look, you can do a Batman character, do your interpretation of Batman, your own
Mm-hmm.
version of him, type of deal.
That would be pretty cool.
Totally.
But yeah, I think Cosplay Melee it really does a good thing for the cosplay community because it actually does like showcase what goes on in the cosplay community, like what actually goes involved making cosplays, how people help each other out and whatnot.
Now, in one of the episodes, I forget which one it is, one of the judges, Leanna Vamp, she stepped out of judging one of the people on the show because she knows that person personally. I thought that was classy and amazing because we all know when we go to masquerades and we know who the judges are, they're not going to step out. Granted, they still know how to be impartial, but given how this is on the grand scale, I believe she could be impartial nonetheless. But you know they're gonna call some type of collusion, even though that person won. I just thought that was really good.
Yeah, I actually gave mad props to that part.
Yeah, because they don't want like someone to get a free win because they just know this person.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect them for that. So I'm really glad that she did that for Cosplay Melee. I think that's really classy, like you said. And
Mm-hmm.
plus, I do like the fact they didn't have like cosplay judges. They actually had like a cosplay prop maker.
Mm-hmm.
They got that one chick, of course, the main host.
Yeah, Yvette Nicole Brown.
Yeah,
She's like a big fan of cosplay and geek and sci-fi item. And then you had Leanna Vamp, who is a well-known cosplayer, and you also have this other
an
guy.
actual costume maker.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up his name real quick. Christian
Yeah,
Beckman,
so
he's like a costumer and a prop maker. So
so you got three different perspectives for the judges.
mm-hmm.
So, because you got the one person that's just a fan, the one who actually makes costumes, and the actual cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps, so you won't have like one bias be like, oh, I like his costume, but at the same time, they don't know like the actual details or what goes on in the costume. See what's actually wrong with it. So I'm glad they did that. So in your thoughts on the two shows?
Well, here's my thought. I'm glad Heroes of Cosplay is no more. I mean, it did give us an insight for people who don't know what cosplay is, what goes on, but too much of the negative aspects of it, the whole he said, she said, I'm the best, this and that, it was too much of the drama stuff as opposed to the actual technical aspect for cosplay. Whereas with Cosplay Melee, it's an actual competition and you're making stuff and you're learning how to do stuff. So that's why I'm like, you know what? HOC can go away somewhere. Cosplay Melee, come on back for a couple of more rounds. I'm definitely for that.
So I'm going to ask you too. What other ways you think cosplay can be done in the media
Well,
outside television?
well, here's one for you. There's a group out of the Midwest called Cosplay with a Cause, and they go to various children's hospitals and do fundraisers and stuff. And there's a local cosplay group out of Baltimore that does the same thing. And one of my friends was a part of that, and it was featured on the local news, and I think that's really good. Because, these young kids who are always in the hospital, and they see people dressed up as their favorite characters, 9 times out of 10 they actually think that's that's them. So that's something that's real near and dear to my heart.
I see. So they actually like charity work with their costumes, whatnot.
Yeah.
kind of like Night Mage.
Definitely.
Yeah, Night Mage. I love that guy.
Yes. I swear that man does more for charity work than like I don't know. Than most I've seen. It's like I mean, when it comes to like charity work, so he's like the John Cena of cosplay. Granted, I know people don't. I know you can like or hate John Cena, but he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the highest number of Make-A-Wish wishes that he's done.
And probably still going for all we know.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, I'll rag on him too, but you know what? This man gives back more than any other wrestler out there right now.
Yeah, because yeah, he's a meme, but he does more for the community.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like,
there's that.
I think some people miss that.
Also, other than too, might as well bring this up.
Yep.
When Ebony Warrior Studios run, the first Cosplay Melee, I did like the fact he didn't mention like the whole race thing, like, oh, I'm
Exactly.
black, I deserve to win this. He's like, no, I'm a cosplayer. There's no thing about race or religion in cosplay. You just cosplay, dress up, and have fun.
Yeah, he straight up said, he was bullied as a child, so he found his solace through comic books, and he went to conventions and started making costumes, and it was, if he wins, I'm just going to give back and do this and do that. And I thought that was really good. Because honestly, I feel, even though we are black cosplayers, there really isn't a need to kind of put that stamp on us for a reason for people to look at what we do.
Yeah, because that's our thing. In the cosplay community, like some people just want to seek, validation or popularity just because, oh, I'm black cosplaying or I'm this, and I'm a cosplayer. Like, no, people judge you for like how you do your costumes, how you act in your character, and overall how you do in the community. Like, it doesn't matter how good or bad your cosplay is. It's just like what you do for the community, how good is your costume. Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because cosplay was never about race, religion, gender, sexuality. You just dress up and have fun.
I mean, I get it, but I see. Like I said, I get both sides of it. So,
Hey, Vaughn, what's your thoughts on that anyway? I'm curious.
Say what?
Well, the whole POC movement in cosplay. Because, Mary Avenue Warrior Studios won the first Cosplay Melee, but he didn't mention race or anything like that. He just said, hey, I got bullied. Cosplay was a way for me, like, to express myself and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm actually glad he mentioned that because I feel the same way. I'm more than just a person of color. I'm me. That's just it. I express myself all the time, and, I'm very outgoing. And, hey, if it wasn't for cosplay, that's just another reason for me to express myself. Just like with video games, reading comics, any kind of nerd thing, basically, that I do. That's pretty much how I express myself.
Yeah, because one of the things we talk about on the show is, the POC, cosplay community, wherever. Some other groups, too. Just, people seek validation just because, oh, I'm this color or I'm this cosplay, wherever. And we have to remind people, like, people don't really care about that cosplay. They're just like, are you having fun? Or your cosplay's good? Are you making progress? That's it.
I remember at, I think it was Big Apple Anime Fest years ago, like 10 plus years ago. I was on a cosplay panel, about minorities in cosplay and so forth. We really talked about it as a whole, nothing to really stand out. And I remember somebody asking me questions in regards to how I looked at it when I cosplayed, and I said, well, I never looked at my skin color as what's important. I always thought that the first thing that came to mind is, should I take my glasses on or should I take them off, for the picture, Now it's like, I don't really care. I got my glasses on, I got the facial hair. As long as you know who I'm cosplaying, it's all good.
Yeah, but what's that UK cosplay share during the 28 days of Black cosplay? And the dude was pretty much like, 28 days, I cosplay every day. What's the UK cosplay? I forgot his name.
Yeah, I see that thing all the time, and I'm like, I don't need a month to do this, dude. I do it every single chance I get throughout every month of every year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get the thing about 28 days of Black cosplay, but it's just like, You don't have to do a special amount to it. Just cosplay where a chance you get and promote yourself. Like I
Hmm.
get you guys feel like, oh, black cosplayers are not that role represented. It's just like I go on sites like Instagram, Facebook. I'm just like, y'all segregate yourselves from the main cosplay community. That's why you guys not getting big. People like Night Mission, Ebony Warrior Studios, they're big because they integrate themselves in the general cosplay scene. Same thing with Hip Hop Trooper, the guy who does the Hip Hop Stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm.
He's popular because again, he doesn't say like, "Oh, I'm a black cosplayer." He's just like, "I'm just a stormtrooper that brings a boombox to every convention." That's how people know him. He brings fun to the convention. He brings his boombox. He starts playing. People have breakdance battles in the center of the cons. So that's our thing too, because I see on Instagram all the time people like put hashtags like black cosplay, whatnot. I was like, dude, just put hashtag cosplay. That's how you get more attention.
I say put both. Because you got people who will only look at specific cosplay tags. So you might as well cover the gamut. Like on my Instagram, I post cosplayers, that I've taken pictures of that I enjoy, and I'll put as many tags as I can so it gets out there. If one of them happens to be black or Hispanic or something like that, I will put, black cosplayer, this and that. But I'll have all the other tags. Don't shortchange yourself.
Yeah, because that's a big thing. Because I see some people just put like black cosplay. That's it. Like, no, you need to put other tags. Like, put DC Comics, put Marvel, put Spider-Man cosplay, put Warrior cosplay, put MobileCon, put ATL cosplay, New York cosplay. That's already a big thing. Some people seem to forget is like you can't just go out skin color. You need to promote yourself in the main group.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think a lot of people get that.
Yeah, because when I started posting my cosplay progress pictures, I don't even use the black cosplay hashtag. I just put hashtag cosplay progress, hashtag cosplay, and I get a bunch of likes and followers because of that.
There you
A lot of
go.
people from the online cosplay scene. So that's a other big thing too. Cosplay Melee kind of showcase that with some of the contestants. They're just like we just cosplay to have fun. There's no agenda to it. We just cosplay. So I really glad Cosplay Melee did that. So I guess it kind of helped teach people in the cosplay community like how you interact with people in the scene.
Yeah, Cosplay Melee is more like, okay, this is what we got to do. Here are more of what really goes on and a sped up variant of what it takes to get the costume done.
Exactly. And I wish one day I wish they would do in the future seasons, like actually show them go to a con.
I would love that.
Like, yeah, show what goes on in a convention
Well,
or
I
whatnot.
do know one of the cosplayers, Jessie Pridemore. She's already doing appearances at conventions, I believe, for Cosplay Melee. I, she would probably, I think she may be doing panels like what goes on behind the scenes, the best she can explain it and stuff. Because I'm seeing, I remember towards the end of the first season, people are saying, "Oh, I applied for the second season" and so forth, and I'm like, I don't know if y'all fully understand what entails, what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I hope they do panels too as well. And I know one thing they need to showcase like panels at cons. That's one thing I would like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Have like actual workshop panels. So I know mobile cons have one for armor building actually.
See, but part of the issues with having workshops is a lot of them require you to have, it's like anywhere from $5 to $25 to get into the panel for your materials, and some people just don't want to shell out that type of money. They'd rather spend that money on something else.
Yeah, so that's a very big issue. Because I know ATL cosplayers, the group is planning to do classes for making armor pieces and whatnot. We'll have to see how that goes. I simply just have the idea right now. So I know it came about after Cosplay Melee, so I think that's everything too. I think local scenes are now starting to see, hey, we might need to teach people how to make cosplays and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the other thing we can talk about? I guess the cosplay communities, like how they can improve ever since Cosplay Melee came out.
I guess, but then again, I think almost every episode we always talk about how they can improve, and it's like ain't nobody listening, you know. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
actually, if to improve on the community, I mean, just go back and listen to the first half hour of this program. We
Yeah.
we
One
need.
thing I could say for the cosplay community is just like, have more workshops,
Mm-hmm.
help people out, give like advice. Like, unfortunate, they have like help threads,
Mm-hmm.
advice threads. So I seen them do the same thing like MomoCon groups, AWA groups, Dragon Con groups, Con groups, whatever. Just tell people like, hey, look, you need help or advice. This is what you need to do. Even for non-cosplay stuff like hotel rooms, whatnot, have a place for that too.
Yep.
So I think we pretty much covered everything tonight. I think.
Pretty much, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. We couldn't get the rest of the crew on tonight because sometimes things happen, and we're like, you know what? Go handle your business thing. Come through when you get a chance. So normally, I think if Kay was here, we'd still be going strong, but it happens.
Yeah. Plus, we removed the Discord, so a lot of people haven't switched to Discord yet.
Yep. I'm still using Discord and Skype, so
Yeah, we might alternate between the two, maybe.
yeah. And I get it. For some people, it's a lot easier to be on one than the other. So, Vaughn,
Yeah,
thanks for being on the show tonight, man. Really appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah, he's our actual first cosplay guest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel honored already.
Oh, go back and listen to some of our older episodes and then come back to us and say that.
All right, I will do that later.
Awesome. Where can our listeners find you? Like, what's your social media stats?
Pretty much, as it says here, just Power Stunna. Instagram, Power Stunna, Tumblr, Snapchat. I'm pretty much just social media whore, basically. So you can find me anywhere.
I mean, if you're a cosplayer, aren't we all social media whores one way or another?
Exactly.
Yup.
Yo, you might need to go and add us on Facebook, too.
Yeah.
Sure enough. And if you're looking for me, you can find me on Facebook, Dijon Mess. Same thing with Instagram, Twitter. You'll find me on Voice of Geeks Network's Tuesday nights doing my other show, Anime Jam Session, so you know how that goes. So I think we're good for tonight.
Closing thoughts? Who wants to close us out?
Hey Vaughn, you want to close us out with some good positive thoughts, man?
Sure.
All right.
Well, dude, just don't. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't forget one important thing. Cosplay's for everyone. It's for fun. Just have fun with it. If you want to go pro, go for it. If you want to be like me and be a purist and just have fun with it. Plain and simple.
I can dig that.
Yep. Second.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we'll see you all next week then.
All right.
All right. See y'all next time.
See you.